So I'm going to keep it a stack. AEW, I do believe, messed up and made a huge mistake. And I'm not going to say that they made the mistake of who the devil was. I'm going to say that they made the mistake of how they revealed it. So I'm going to talk about that in this video. I'm also going to kind of recap a little bit, a couple of the matches from last night's World's End that I thought had some question marks surrounded by them. So number one, I'm gonna just kick things off with the way that they revealed the devil, and everybody knew that it was always gonna be Adam Cole. I don't think there was ever like any question of who the devil was actually gonna be. In my heart of hearts, I really did feel like it was gonna be Adam Cole. I always felt like Wardlow was gonna play a part, especially with him coming out to the ring with the tape on. I mean, it kind of just gave it away. But I believe that they fumbled the reveal by not making it more spectacle, making it more of a spectacle, excuse me. I feel like there were missing pieces. I went live last night, and I talked about it in my live stream, where I said that they could have just easily threw in the towel and let them fight. Instead, they did the whole diamond ring thing, and it was kind of like a callback to when Wardlow forgot it when MJF faced CM Punk. And I genuinely feel like they made that mistake there. And they what ended up happening is Samoa Joe choked out MJF and won the AEW World Championship. And then after, the Devil's Henchman came out, and it looked like they were going to attack Adam Cole and MJF. And they had them both in the ring, and I forget exactly which henchman it was, but they were getting ready to hit MJF, and Adam Cole's like, hey, no, hit me, blah, blah, blah. And then the lights go out, and then the chair is just suddenly sat down, and Adam Cole is in the chair. They lined that up pretty well, but it was dumb because I felt like there could have been more heat to it instead of playing it as they were friends all the way through. See, with MJF and when he was revealed as the devil, it always made sense because MJF was the guy. He literally claimed himself as the devil. Adam Cole has never, ever, ever claimed himself as the devil, but I get what they're trying to do here. They claimed it as like, oh, to beat the devil, you got to become the devil. I understand that, and I get that. But I just feel as if it was kind of underwhelming, and it needed a little more pop to it. I felt like the pop just wasn't all the way there. Now, another thing that I was completely underwhelmed by, that I feel like they completely dropped the ball with, is Christian and Adam Copeland. And the reason why I say this is earlier in the night on 0 Hour, Killswitch actually returned. He won this battle royal that would offer him a shot at the TNT Championship whenever. So that kind of put in my head that, okay, well, they're going to do something with this. And I think what's going to happen is Adam Copeland is going to win the TNT title, and then Killswitch is going to come out and he's going to hand it directly to Christian. And I'm here to tell you that my previous thoughts were 100% correct. Because that's exactly what happened. Killswitch ended up coming out after Adam Copeland won. And by the way, Adam Copeland was sporting some great attire in this match. WrestleMania 22 attire, a callback to his time against Mick Foley, where they put on that amazing hardcore match. It was awesome. If you lived during that time and you watched that match, you know how awesome it was. So, there was a callback to that, but it didn't make the match any better. It didn't help where they were going to go, what they were going to do. It didn't help that. So there was a fire spot. If you guys don't know, the table got lit on fire, and Edge, Adam Copeland, was going to actually throw Nick Wayne through the table, but completely missed the table and completely overshotted it. I thought Nick Wayne was severely concussed. Apparently he's fine because I have heard nothing about it, but I, in my heart of hearts, was like, oh, this guy's he's not looking too good. But to have Killswitch come out at the end of the match, and Adam Copeland is the shortest reigning TNT champion ever, which is so wild to say because that is Edge, and you should not do that to him. You shouldn't. I'm just going to be honest. You should not do that to Edge. But he is the shortest reigning TNT champion of all time because immediately right after, Christian whispered something into Luchasaurus or Killswitch's ear, and he whispered it, and then Luchasaurus just kind of cowered down and handed him the contract, and it was like, dude, what the hell are we doing? Because I don't even think they have the slightest clue. Obviously, they wanted to continue this feud, which is fair because it's Christian and Edge. But other than that, I'm sitting here wondering, I'm like, why did we need to keep this going? You could separate Edge from this. Unless you're going to eventually go with Christian and Edge, I don't feel like this is mandatory or needed, and you can just move on past this. But that was very underwhelming. And I feel like AEW completely dropped the ball. Tony Khan, I'm going to say it, and I'm going to say it because a lot of people won't. I feel like it's time to pick the ball back up and take the reins. Right? WWE walked back in and completely took back what was rightfully theirs, their spot. Right? WWE came back with a chip on their shoulder after the sale to TKO, and they instantly sale to TKO, they merged as TKO, but a sale to Endeavor. They completely waltzed back in and just took what they rightfully had. Now, AEW was, I don't believe, ever going to be the number one player. I do believe that AEW was always going to be the number two, but they were going to be a side-by-side number two, so it was going to be a very close number two. That doesn't seem to be the case anymore. It seems like AEW is starting to dwindle, and I get it. Last night was a really good night for them. Their ticket sales looked amazing. The place looked packed, so good on that. I think there was 9,000 tickets, and 9,000 were sold, so they had a sold-out crowd. I don't believe that AEW needs to go play the big venues, the Little Caesars arenas of the world, or anything like that. I think they can get away with the smaller venues and host 5,000-7,000 people. I don't think they need to do anything too huge. The Sears Arena over in Chicago, that's another good one that I think of. But it does feel like AEW was always going to be this close by number two, but recently that hasn't been the case because AEW has felt very dry. And now there's a lot of question marks that kind of hang over what's going to happen in AEW because MJF is really injured, and they just had this payoff for the storyline, and now he's just going to go away. So it's they're going to be telling this story without MJF, which sucks because that's who this is based around. This story is completely based around MJF, and, I can imagine they will face off at not New Year's Revolution, at Revolution. I do believe that they will face off there, and they will go, or if they don't, it'll be against one of the henchmen, maybe Wardlow. That's just kind of my thought process here. There's no estimated time on how long MJF is actually going to be out for. I'm very interested, though, to see what they're going to do with this storyline, and I'm interested to see what they're going to do with Adam Copeland and Christian Cage, because that story is another story that has been going on for a very long time. One honorable mention that I do want to make very clear is Eddie Kingston and Jon Moxley. That was killer. I loved every single minute of that. I love seeing Eddie Kingston get his shine. I feel like if there was one thing that went right, it was that Eddie Kingston deserved to be the Continental Classic champion. It was beautiful. And then Bryan Danielson on commentary throughout of it, just speaking about the sports side of it, was outstanding. I loved every single minute of the Continental Classic. But I want to know, what are your guys' thoughts? Where do you guys think AEW should go from here? What do they do with MJF? What do they do with Adam Cole and these henchmen? What do they do with Adam Copeland? And what do they do with Christian Cage? Because these are all question marks. Another honorable mention that really, really cited me the wrong way is that Joe just waltzed out of the ring after becoming the AEW World Champion, which is huge, by the way. At least if you want it to feel huge, You don't have him just walk out of the ring. So Samoa Joe, being your champion, should not have just waltzed out of the ring. He should have played a part in the story in what was being told because he was paid by the devil. That pisses me off. It does. That angers me because Joe deserved a much better sitting than that. Him and Swerve, I believe, are going to be next, and they will put on a banger. Him and Hangman. Whoever you guys believe is going to be next is probably who will be next because that's how they book it. Sorry, just being honest here. But I do want to know your guys' thoughts. And what are your thoughts on the Samoa Joe situation? Do you think that AEW rubbed that off the wrong way? Because I genuinely feel like maybe there's a chance that they did. But for lack of better terms, AEW did completely make a huge mistake. They made a huge mistake by fumbling a couple things that I felt should not have been fumbled. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say I'm by any means listen to how I would do it or listen to how anybody else would do it. Always go with your gut. But I feel like some people do offer some good ideas, and it's never bad to take those ideas. But if you guys are new here, my name's Billy. Definitely be sure to subscribe to the channel. I do appreciate all you guys and all the new subscribers. You guys are awesome. If you guys would like to become a member of the channel, you can definitely do so down below. Also, if you would like to join our Discord, you can do so down below. And over there, we're talking all things wrestling. It's a lot of fun. I want to shout out Scripps for being a member of the channel. So shout out to Scripps. On top of that, leave a comment down below. Let's have a discussion on why AEW fumbled the bag, in a lack of better words. That's all I got for you guys today. We can discuss it. If you don't think that AEW did, tell me why. Tell me why, because I want to know. I'll be talking to you guys later. Peace.